Dayton Belmont, 1964 state championship team. Few, if any, Ohio high school basketball teams have had a season that can equal this, what these guys were able to do. Dayton Belmont's march to the 1964 Class 2A, which was the big school championship back then. Coached by John Ross, Belmont put together a 26-1 record. They lost only once, and it was in overtime. They averaged 83 points per game to their opponent's 55. This was an era when there were no three-point shots, as you'll remember. The Bison scored more than 100 points 4 times that season and scored in the 90s 5 times. Belmont won their 9 tournament games by an average margin of 22 points. The Bison bashed Urbana 90-64 in the regional final, then crushed Canton-McKinley, which was ranked number 2 in Ohio. 80-56 was the final in that game in the state semifinal, and then overwhelmed Cleveland East 89-60 in the championship game. The display of passing, shooting, and multiple defenses by Belmont in the final 2 games still considered by many to be the best performance ever seen in the state championship. 65 made free throws in a 2-game span still stands as a record today. So dominant were the Bison, 4 of their starters were named to the All-State Tournament team. Starters for Belmont: Bill Hoskett, Don May, Harry Culbertson, Tim Krenner, and Captain Ray Ridnour. Hoskett was named Player of the Year that year. May was, between Hoskett and May, they were the first 2 players ever selected first team All-Ohio from the same team. All 5 senior starters earned the opportunity to play Division I college basketball. The 6th man was junior Ralph Ukala. He went on to captain the LSU squad that featured Pete Maravich. Coach John Ross later became the first ever head basketball coach at Wright State University. Both Bill Hoskett and Don May earned All-American status at the collegiate level. Hoskett captained Ohio State to the Final Four in 1968 and won a gold medal in the Olympics that same year. May, who was the scorer of the bunch of all those big scoring, actually at our table earlier this evening, he was handing out water. He was helping with the water, assisting, if you will, with the water. And someone made the comment that that's 2 now for your career. 2 assists. He was the scorer, though, right? And they led the Dayton Flyers to the 1967 NCAA National Championship game and was the 1968 NIT MVP, was Don May, as the Flyers won the championship. Both Hoskett and May were drafted by the New York Knicks and played on the 1970 NBA World Championship team. I want you to please help me welcome the 1964 Dayton Belmont Bison, state champions.
Yeah. Okay.
Harry Culbertson. Hi, AJ.
Len Marsh, junior statistician.
Hi, I'm Mal Pizzo. I was also a team statistician.
Ryan Zimmerman, I was a junior.
Gary Chadwell, junior on the team.
Charlie Hook, junior on the team.
Ralph Ukala, I was a junior and the 6th man.
Ray Ridnour, point guard and passer to all the Hoskett and Mays of the world.
Mike Clodfelder, I was a junior on the team.
Don May, go Bison.
Tim Kenner, senior.
Bill Hoskett, senior.
I'm John Ross, and I was the lucky coach to coach these guys. And I can remember when I came out of the Navy at the end of World War II, watching high school basketball, I realized you had to have intelligence, size, and be able to shoot the ball. These guys had that. It took a while to coach a team like this, but they're one great group of guys, let me tell you. Not just as high school basketball players, but I'm so proud as to what they've accomplished since then as individuals. They're a great group of guys. I can tell you one funny story about them. We played down at Portsmouth, and it was about 100 degrees in that gymnasium that night. Somebody let a dog loose, and the dog ran around on the floor, and it took a time to catch that dog. Then after the game, they really had a great time in that motel down there. The next morning, the manager of the motel, he came up to my room and said, "I'd like for you to go with me." And I went down, and here's a mattress in a swimming pool. So I asked these guys if they knew anything about it. No, they didn't know anything about that. So they're on the bus that day, and I said, "When we have practice next Monday, there won't be any basketballs." Well, they knew what that meant. And to show you how lucky they were, we had a snow day that day and couldn't have practice. But I am so proud of them as individuals as to what they've accomplished since they graduated from high school. Thank you.